हमने सुना इसको तो telepathy हो गई है. But what exactly is it?
Tele means distance. Distances get smaller just because of communicating through that. Pathy is all about our emotions, our feelings, our perceptions. There's one common myth that carries with animal communication is people feel that can be an alternate to training, but it is not actually.
What is the correct behavior that a parent should do for children? Because see, I am sure every parent will be having this on his or her mind.
If you are growing a tree which is going to give oranges, you can't expect peaches from it. So the same way, for children also, what is it that a parent is meant to do? It's just like raising a plant. When you grow a plant, what is it required for a plant? Mud, air, water and sunlight. You don't need the best of soil for it. You don't need the best of sunlight for it. It's just that simple thing. And parents are doing that. They don't need to do more than that. If you are observing your child when they have reached the age of 7 and they are moving to the age of 12, that is the best sign.
I'm sure आप सबने, you would have seen that movie The Lion King, right? मतलब उन लोगों ने ना आंसू निकाल दिए थे आंख से. मतलब कि जो लायन का कैरेक्टर बनाया, Mufasa, then Simba, all right? All these kind of characters that they made, how they are behaving, the love between them, right? But I have one question over here. Isn't that the measure of human love for animals? Do animals really love each other that way? Are we sure about it? We measure everything around us as per our own personality and as per our own far-reaching or narrow-reaching mind. The measure of everything is the human intelligence and the human experience, and that is how we denote. But does that stand true? हमने क्या किया है, when as mankind, when we are born and we are prospering on this holy earth, we have made a parallel reality our own, and probably there is a far greater reality that exists on the other side of the fence which we are not aware of. We don't have an iota of idea of that. It's a parallel universe that we have created. We are both separate. Mankind and nature. I've never felt, the word mankind so prominent because it immediately cuts you off from nature. Why are you separate from nature? Why isn't everything together known as nature? Why is mankind separate? Ever wonder? आदमी और प्रकृति, मनुष्य और प्रकृति, क्यों? प्रकृति का हिस्सा हम ही तो है. This is what I'm trying to say. It's very important to understand what we have been blessed with, what the earth has been preparing itself for millions and billions and trillions of years. That one day, some species called Homo sapiens will come on earth और वो यहाँ पे फल खाएगा, वो हमसे हमारे पेड़ों में से फल लेगा, वो they'll sow vegetables, they'll do vegetation, there'll be animals, ये सब चीजें होंगी. सब इंसान के फायदे के लिए. कोयला भी खा गया इंसान, हीरा भी खा गया खोद के जमीन को. We are worse than dinosaurs if I may put it in the right way. So the entire thing what I'm trying to say is that when we live in a world of coexistence का मतलब होता है मैं भी हूँ, आप भी हो, हम एक दूसरे को समझें. लेकिन when it comes to us and the animal kingdom and the flora and the fauna, the greens, हम उनको कितना समझ पाए क्योंकि हमें उनकी भाषा का बिल्कुल भी आइडिया नहीं. एंड जस्ट इमेजिन अगर आपको उनकी भाषा समझ में आ जाए. आपने डॉग पाला है, डॉग की भाषा समझ में आ जाए. आप तो उसको गोद में उठा रहे हैं लेकिन उसका मन कुछ और कह रहा है बेसिकली. अगर आपको पता लग जाए वो क्या कहना चाहता है, won't it be so amazing? And we have such special people in our amidst us on this earth. हमारे पास हैं ऐसे लोग जो ये कर सकते हैं. With us in the studio is Akhilesh Arora, who is the founder of Heal Through Nature. He's an animal whisperer of sorts who helps people deal with animal-based traumas. He's a healer. He's an energy healer who has been doing this for humans, and he got into animals. He's also into the art where if an animal has left the body and the owner is hurt, the owner can find out whether the animal is happy. If that makes him feel better. How amazing is that? Thank you so much, Akhilesh sir, यहाँ पे आने के लिए. I have been wanting to discuss this topic. You always keep yourself. आपने बहुत rightly लिखा अपने bio में that you are an introvert, but I don't think introverts can do what you do. You just chose not to expose yourself that way. But it is truly a blessing to have you amidst us and for having known you for so many years.
It's an equal pleasure for me, and thank you for pushing me so much to be a part of this show. And yeah, I'm an introvert, but yes, it's about going within and then blooming like a flower.
Absolutely. Sir, आप करते भी तो ये हो ना. You see, what you are doing actually is you dig inside a person. You help the person discover, dig inside, speak to oneself and then come out. So my entire intention was कि मैं हमेशा यही कहता हूँ कि इस दुनिया को ना त्रासदी उन लोगों से नहीं है जो इसमें हुड़कंप मचा रहे हैं. त्रासदी उनसे है जो विद्वान है और आगे आके बात नहीं कर रहे. तो you are at fault over here and I do not want to see Akhilesh Arora conducting any kind of fault ever in his life. So that was my inspiration to pull you from that place कि नहीं आप आओ और बात करो और शेयर करो जो आप करते हो, क्योंकि जो आप करते हो इट इज मिराक्युलस. वो भगवान की वाणी है, क्योंकि वो इसलिए क्योंकि इट्स नॉट इजी फॉर एवरीबॉडी टू कॉम्प्रिहेंड व्हाट यू डू.
I would say that भगवान के अंश तो हम सभी हैं
जी.
and we have that gift that we talk about for everybody. Everybody is that unique person. Yes, हमारी एक life path होती है. We recognize ourselves through it. I've chosen this path to recognize myself through it, and my purpose is to spread that awareness in
So,
every human being.
I'll come one straight to the point. The jump that you took, you know, studying law and then getting into something like this. Like, what made you take that decision? Because law in itself is a very deep subject. It is helping humans in a very different way, though. I understand उसमें ये वाला spirit नहीं है, उसमें एक अलग spirit है, जो इसमें नहीं है. But what made you take that jump?
See, law is something that came to me also naturally at that point of time when I was studying in college. I felt that probably I should know the laws. I should know what is the structure of the society, where it is coming from, because laws are actually coming out from what the mass consciousness is talking about in that particular moment, and it keeps amending itself. So I went into law, then slowly there were certain questions coming into me always. Why is it that people, when they are moving away from relationships, they are not able to take in that decision also?
Yeah.
They are unable to deal with that
Cope with it.
breakage of the relationship that is happening. Why is it that if somebody has taken a loan from someone, why isn't that they are paying it off? The law says that you can recover that money within 3 years. But again, it says that natural law says that if I've taken money from someone, I should return it.
Yeah, natural law. Yeah, absolutely. I understand.
So the natural laws and the legal laws were somewhat, I always had that question. So I wanted to dig deeper. In college days and even in my early days of practice, I used to focus more on the criminology aspect, or in the points where the foundation of laws were laid. Where
Okay.
did it lead from? So that helped me understand the basic structure of law. And that helped me in interpreting law in the best manner possible. And in fact, the judges were always welcoming towards those interpretations also, based on the parameters of law. Slowly and steadily, then my wife was into healing. She was learning healing at that point of time. One day I asked her, heal me on this particular aspect because I can't concentrate properly. She told me, you go and learn it yourself. So I said, what is this? कर दो heal मुझे. उसने कहा कि नहीं, मुझे लगता है कि तुम खुद जाकर सीखोगे, it will be very good for you. So I said, okay. One thing I do in life is I trust my wife. Whatever she says, I just trust that. Maybe I don't agree at the first moment, but then I eventually...
We all are like that. वो हमारे होते हैं. But definitely, our
trust.
wives are the reason we're able to do anything and everything that we're doing. That's so true.
Absolutely. So then she told me that I should go and learn it. So I decided, okay, let me get into my mode of curiosity also and learn through it. What does it mean for me? What does it spell for me? I started learning it. I started implementing what I learned from the workshops. Shivi, Dua, Kirti, Gunjan, they have been teaching me in my early stages. So I started practicing them within myself. I could see a lot of patterns that I was holding on to. And the biggest pattern in every human being is of the ego identity that we hold on to
Yes.
in every moment.
Yes.
So I could see how I can break through that also what is the natural self of me. So slowly and steadily, when I was practicing on myself and healing others also through sessions, I got the guidance that my purpose of being in law is now over, where it was meant to take me to healing now. So that is when I decided to move into healing.
Okay.
And through that, then again, it's not that you shut it off overnight itself, because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had
yeah. It
a
takes
lot of
it's a
commitments.
gradual transition, whenever these things happen.
So that day I decided I won't take any new cases. I stopped taking up new cases. The old ones which I had commitments towards my known ones, my clients, my friends, I was just doing that and slowly building up on this. So that's how I moved into the healing line for human beings. Through that, over gradually, I could understand that we have a connection with everything in our lives.
Yes.
Every being, whether we call it as living or non-living, for me, everything is living. Even this chair that we are sitting on is a living being. Because it's
Absolutely, absolutely. That movie Siddhartha, where he says, "This stone is more real than you."
absolutely.
And me.
So
Absolutely.
because this is an energy form and this has attracted my
Yeah.
energies. So I decided to take a plunge into understanding what our connection is, our deeper connection with all forms of beings in the universe. And we started with nature because we are all nature. We
Yeah.
are all creatures of nature only.
Like I introduced in the program, because I've had this since years together कि हम लोग mankind and nature क्यों बोलते हैं?
Absolutely. So we have always tried to show ourselves to be the higher or the superficial being, superior being. So slowly we realized that we are a being of nature only, and we are meant to dwell into that or merge into that. That's how I started moving into learning about what animals and nature are there for in our lives. They have a purpose. So I have 2 dogs at home. They both are beagles, and once I had taken a session from one of my known persons, Asha, about knowing about what one of my dogs, Oreo, is going through in his life. So when she started communicating and she told me a few things, I understood that, yeah, they are listening to us. They are speaking a lot, but somehow we are not understanding it. Or probably we are stuck in our own dimensions of the conscious
and our own
minds.
limitations as well, because
We have
like
grown
that.
through that. We have grown with those limitations. So that's when I decided to learn this. So I told Asha that whenever you hold the next in-person workshop, I'll attend that. She said, I'm doing online right now. I don't know when I'll do the in-person. I said, whenever you do it, consider me as your student. So when she conducted that, then I attended it. Slowly, gradually, I could understand when I attended the animal communication workshop. The only thing that I could gather from that was the biggest thing, that is trust in what I'm receiving. That's what took me from my position as a healer to a communicator, that trust whatever we do, trust whatever we receive, trust whatever we say. That's how we move forward in our lives. So through different courses that I did, advanced courses in it, I took a few teachers trainings also in it. That's what kept me going in my life. And definitely my family, my wife, my parents, everybody supported me in that. And that's why I'm what I'm doing.
So, in this regard, would it be right to say that when through law actually opened you to the nuances of law, जहाँ पे आपने ये देखा basically that if such a law has been written and such a crime has been committed, it is because such a crime is existing that such a law has been written. So, what's wrong with the criminal mind that led to this, and what are the socio-economical, socio-political or societal pressures that are happening, which is actually evolving or to their extent in a person, but depleting the entire humanity within that person? And that maybe you thought, this is my understanding of what you said, that this drove you to find out on why don't I go to the root and find out what's happening over there, because I don't think anybody is born a criminal, but if there is this kind of a state and the person reaches a balanced state of mind, we wouldn't need this kind of a law to exist. Whether the law of nature is driving you to understand the psychology behind this entire thing, and that is how you got into it. Was that the thing? Because there's a push and pull existing between the two, I
And
think.
in fact, definitely we'll be reaching to a stage where the natural laws merge with the legal laws, and there won't be requirement of writing down so many laws separately also.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, You have also you written and you have spoken about this also, that you do a lot of telepathy between human beings also. We've heard this term telepathy since childhood. हमने सुना इसको तो telepathy हो गई है. वो बोलते हैं we just say it and just bounce it off like cracks every time. But what exactly is it?
Telepathy.
And what exactly is it, and how does it happen?
Telepathy is a term which was coined through two words, tele and pathy.
Yeah.
Tele means distance.
Yeah.
जैसे हम telephones भी use कर रहे हैं, cell phones में अब हम convert हो चुके हैं. Distances get smaller just because of communicating through that.
Yeah.
Pathy is all about our emotions, our feelings, our perceptions. If we date back ourselves, we go back to, let's say, many centuries ago when the humankind was evolving itself also. Probably there were no verbal gestures or verbal speeches at that point of time to communicate. It was all about the sign languages. And even before sign languages, it was all about just
Yeah.
So that is what is called as telepathy.
Okay. So it's a very archaic language. This is the first that I am hearing. A wonderful interpretation है कि नहीं, कि पहले शायद हम लोग जब बात भी नहीं करनी आती थी हम लोगों को, हमने बाद में पूरी शब्दावली बनाई है ना. We were like babies, you know, like बीबी बाबा बुबू जो करते रहते बच्चे. हम लोग एक टाइम पे वो लोग थे जब हमने आ करके हम लोग कम्युनिकेट करते थे. What was that? That is equivalent to something like this. एंड उस टाइम पे जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग होती थी, आप इमेजिन करो, जिस चीज का मतलब हमें पता नहीं, वो भी समझते थे उस टाइम के ह्यूमंस, तो वो कितने इवॉल्व्ड होंगे. हम उन्हें आर्केक और प्री हिस्टोरिक नहीं कह सकते, हम उन्हें पोस्ट मॉडर्न कहना चाहिए मेरे अकॉर्डिंग, बिकॉज दे कैन एक्चुअली गेज कि अगले को पेन हो रहा है या अगले को दर्द या हंसी आ रही है या अगले को भूख लग रही है. तो दोज काइंड ऑफ sounds and signals that आज की डेट में we would just write it off like, okay, this is like something less on the brain or low gray area kind of a thing. And like जो आपने बताया, उससे पहले भी शायद बात ही नहीं करते थे. What an amazing way to think. So are we actually evolving? That is the question that I would like to ask based on this. हम लोग क्या evolve कर रहे हैं, or have we lost hope now to return?
We are evolving. We are always evolving. ये हो सकता है कि कभी हम ऊपर जा रहे हैं, कभी फिर हम नीचे आ जा रहे हैं, बट आप देखेंगे फिर भी एक डायरेक्शन मूव कर रहे हैं. So we'll constantly evolve.
We will definitely evolve, and it will reach a stage where. So I think that evolution is coming. Is it coming due to time, or is it coming due to the maturity that a person gains over age, or is there anything else behind it that this evolution is happening?
So the evolution will always be based on one aspect, that is awareness. Times will keep moving. The understandings will keep changing or transforming.
Wow.
It is all about awareness.
Wow.
And awareness starts right from the moment you wake up in the mornings until the time you are sleeping.
Either you are aware or you just don't know. There are only two things. It is such a beautiful statement. And awareness is one. It is not plenty. It is not many. It is just one. And when you know that, I think that's what we are कहना चाह रहे हैं, like God Almighty kind of an awareness, and okay, everything else doesn't exist, only He exists, or everything else is also equally the same as He is. These kind of awarenesses, when that exists, that is how you actually start recognizing, and then you prosper. आपकी लाइफ में से आपने बहुत सही चीज बताई, सब सब्ट्रैक्शन हो जाता है लाइफ में हर एक चीज का.
Absolutely. आप अपने चश्मे भी जैसे आपने पहना हुआ है, सो अगर आप चश्मे को उतारेंगे तो भी आप एक पॉइंट तक देख सकते हो, राइट? उसके बियॉन्ड शायद आप ना देख पाए. और जब आप चश्मे को पहनते हो, उससे आप उतने भी एरियाज को देख सकते हो जितने को आप अभी नहीं देख पा रहे थे. द अवेयरनेस कम्स थ्रू दैट. राइट नाउ आई मे बी जूमिंग इन एंड सीइंग. टुमारो आई विल बी जूमिंग आउट एंड सीइंग द एंटायर सिचुएशन.
Absolutely, so amazing.
So that's why, like you said about a criminal also, a criminal is not born a criminal. When we start zooming out into their lives, or when we start zooming out into a person who's taken a loan but is not repaying it, or a person who's constantly attracting such relationship breakups in their lives. That's what.
So amazing. This is exactly what is written in the Gita also, ना. मतलब उसके अंदर में लिखा है कि it's not, मतलब वो situation की वजह से है. उसके, you don't actually curse the person, you curse the crime that is happening within. That is, it's like that only जो आप बोल रहे हैं कि अपने दूरंदेशी से दूर से जाके देखा तो पता लगा क्लाइंट में, वो बॉस पिक्चर तो कुछ और बन रही है, ये तो मैं बहुत छोटा सा पार्ट देख रहा था, राइट? सो अमेजिंग. सो आप इसको अपने काम के अंदर, in your work, how do you incorporate this in your work? Because see, these are very personal level things also. So when you say that you have been working with, sessions for individuals and all that, so are offices and businesses actually aligning themselves? I'll be very happy if they're doing that, where they feel that they require this kind of a help and consulting so that they are in, their employees are happier. ठीक है, end result business owner का ये है कि मेरी जेब में 2 पैसे आए, but उसकी वजह से अगर employee is more happier और पता लगता है, I think it's okay. Then we can always forgive that part of the sin. कि ठीक है, you're earning more. But then, how do you do that? Do you do these exercises with officers and teams and all that? How do you conduct it?
Okay, so I do it for individuals. That is
Okay.
my bread and butter. I do it for individuals through individual sessions. For offices, or let's say for groups, for NGOs or for RWS, I do conduct wellness programs for them. I do meditation sessions. Sometimes I tie up with yoga practitioners and nutritionists also, wherein I take up the meditation part, they take up the yoga asanas and the healthy living parts. So the purpose over there is to bring in that awareness or tap into that higher awareness that everybody is into.
So there is a process to it to tap into it.
Yes.
And it is like a repeat of workshop, or is it a one-time workshop?
See, it's all about how far do you feel that you can unlock your awareness levels.
Okay.
So you'll keep going into that. Let's say we talk about an office structure where they are going through a situation where the employees are not happy. They feel the burden of all the targets or meeting the targets. The first and foremost step is start with the why, as I say.
Start with the why.
Yeah. So why are they there? Okay. Are they there for money? But that is not the end point. They're there for money to become the breadwinner of their family.
Yeah.
And through becoming the breadwinner of the family, what is it that they're going to get? They're going to derive that love from them. And that is what is going to make them happy. So the core becomes love and happiness.
Love and happiness.
So that is
Exactly.
So that's what we are meant to invoke while doing the meditation sessions or the wellness programs with.
हाँ, पैसा तो बीच में अटका दिया हमने उसके बीच में लाके. I remember this because many times I don't know. I think I've repeated it once or twice in past episodes also. That once this person and he's being asked by somebody, saintly nature, and what do you want? I need 10 crores in my account. Oh, really? What will that do to you? He said that will be amazing. I can do whatever I want with it. फिर उससे क्या हो जाएगा? कह रहे कि नहीं, उससे ये हो जाएगा कि फिर मैं अपने बीवी बच्चों के सपने पूरे कर पाऊंगा. मैंने कहा उससे क्या हो जाएगा फिर? कहते मैं अपने लिए भी ये चीजें खरीद लूंगा, मैं दुनिया घूम लूंगा, ऐसे बचा लूंगा, वैसे कर लूंगा, इन्वेस्ट कर लूंगा, उससे पैसा बढ़ जाएगा मेरा और उसका 20 हो जाएगा. कह रहे उससे क्या होगा? कह रहे यार लाइफ सेट हो जाएगी. कह रहे फिर क्या होगा? कह रहा आई विल बी हैप्पी. कहते तो फिर तेरे को हैप्पीनेस चाहिए ना, तो पैसे क्यों अटका रहा है बीच के अंदर? सो इट इज समथिंग लाइक दैट.
दैट्स ट्रू. हैप्पीनेस जिस भी मोड से आ रहा है उसको एक्सेप्ट करें. पैसे के थ्रू भी आ रहा है, एक्सेप्ट करें. बट डोंट मेक इट दैट पैसा ही सब कुछ है. देन पैसा अपना प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करेगा.
So, you have also said that you conduct outdoor sessions for clients so that they align themselves with different forms of nature. What do you mean over here, different forms of nature?
Okay, so let's say that we go to a park. Okay, and in park, what can we see over there? Trees,
Yeah,
grass, probably a small pond over there.
yeah,
Some birds,
The regular,
some small animals over there. Okay, they are all a part of our being. And why are they a part of our being? That is what fuels our growth. We talk about the 5 elements:
yeah,
fire, water, air, earth,
Wind, earth,
space.
space.
Everything is there.
Yeah.
All of them are present in nature, and we are that nature. So when we align ourselves, when we start understanding that everything is a part of our being, then only we start growing peacefully. Then only we start seeing our growth happening in the best manner possible, in such manners that probably we could not have thought of also. We think that we have to do a lot of work or we have to plan a lot of things just to see our bank accounts grow or our family grow. But it is actually when we move back to the basics, then we
That is where.
see our growth happening.
That is where it makes a
So
difference.
when there was one client of mine, she was facing issues in bearing a child. That was basically because of the trauma also that they were carrying throughout their lives also,
Okay.
that they have to bear a child and they have to bear a
That
family was,
pressure is also there.
yeah, that वंश को आगे बढ़ाना है. And she could not find that confidence because she had certain baggages also in her life. When I took her to the park, so my purpose over there was to realize how fertile the entire land is beneath her, that everything grows over that. Mother Earth is the only fertile land that we can think of that is always growing.
Wow.
So when she brought that awareness into her, and she could see that every being over there is a part of her creation only, or a part of her evolution only, that is what allowed her to realize
Break
her
free
own
from the
fertility.
blockages. So पूरा thinking, but orientation ही बदल गया ना उसका.
Absolutely.
Basically, wow. And now I'm because see, I've come across many people who do this and all, but I've never had the opportunity to actually, and nobody has been able to explain it in the way you have explained. That this is how it is. Now I'm understanding कि वो, and I'm sure viewers, you also must be knowing. It's like, realization, that you have. अरे ये है ना, तो ठीक है. Like you're doing something, उसका result नहीं आया, कोई बात नहीं. You need to realize that things take time. And आप करते रहो. That is the only thing. You just keep doing it. You don't need to punish yourself for that. What happens is that people get into that punishing mode and that, remorse वाले mode में चले जाते हैं कि हाय राम ये वगैरह. So I think it's as simple as that. So there's an example. I'll say it's a very fickle kind of an example. मतलब you've been talking something very mature, but then, this happened around 20 years ago. So I was working for a very big client. उनको बहुत बड़ा client मिला था. एंड हमने जिंदगी में कभी ऐसा हुआ नहीं कि हमको ये पता लगे कि हमें 2-3 लाख रुपए मिलने वाले. इट वॉज अ वेरी वेरी बिग थिंग फॉर अस. तो वो आई थिंक 1.5-2 लाख का कुछ था वो बिल. एंड वो पेमेंट जो था, सिंस वी वर न्यू, तो वो एम्पैनलमेंट प्रोसेस वगैरह ये कुछ चीज़ें हुई उसके अंदर, सब अड़ंगे आए कहीं ना कहीं. तो माई मदर वॉज वेरी दिस थिंग कि अरे वो पैसा नहीं आया तेरा, क्या है वो है. मैंने फिर उनको बोला क्या हो गया नहीं आया, करे क्यों. मैंने कहा, उन्होंने बोला 3 महीने लगेंगे. क्या ऐसे कैसे. मैंने कहा देखो आप 3 महीने बाद जब नहीं आएगा ना उस डेट को, तो उस दिन सोचेंगे तो तब तक रोज परेशान होने की क्या जरूरत है यार. वो 3 महीने तो निकलने दो. वो जब दिन आएगा उस दिन नहीं आएगा, then we will think you counting the chickens before they hatch. There's no point. I think this is what you're telling कि वो सारी चीजें हैं.
बहुत सारी चीजें होते हैं. We keep planning, we keep plotting, we keep thinking, we have many expectations, desires, and then we want everything to be fulfilled in the right manner, in the right thought process that we have made.
3 things I want to learn from you, and I would want, because I'm sure people might be interested, will be getting interested in what you're saying right now. So you've written that you work with children between 12 to 17 years of age and 24 to 46 years of age people, right? So I'll ask you one thing which would help everyone. How should parents understand their children between 12 to 17 years of age? Because you are there, right there in the entire ruckus. And that is the time when, the hormones are literally on a suicidal spree,
Yeah, that's true. The best thing for it is, if you are observing your child when they have reached the age of 7 and they are moving to the age of 12. That is the best thing.
Okay.
Because you get to know how your child is responding to different situations, different kinds of behavioral patterns, different kinds of, let's say, some children don't like loud music. Okay. So we ought to understand that. Or are they becoming fearful of certain things? Are we allowing them to move naturally with their instincts? Or are we trying to tell them what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad?
What is the correct behavior that a parent should do for children? Because see, I'm sure every parent will be having this on his or her mind.
Yeah, that's true. I don't say that something is correct or something is incorrect, because everything happens based on their own reasons and based on their own actions. So what happens with parents is they want to give the best for their child. And because they have gone through certain situations or some kind of traumas of their lives,
they make that a benchmark.
They make that as a benchmark that my child should not go through this. So that's where the point happens. If you would have seen a movie called Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
That animated movie.
Yeah.
There, Master Shifu is trying to understand how he can train that panda.
Yeah.
And he goes and asks Master Ugwe how to do it. Master Ugwe says, just remove that illusion of control. If you are growing a tree which is going to give oranges, you can't expect peaches from it.
You can't expect peaches from it. Okay. Yeah.
So the same way, for children also, what is it that a parent is meant to do? It's just like raising a plant.
Yeah.
When you grow a plant, what is it required for a plant? Mud, air, water, and sunlight. You don't need the best of soil for it. You don't need the best of sunlight for it. It's just that simple thing. And parents are doing that. They don't need to do more than
They
that.
don't need to do more than that, actually.
If they follow that, that's it. The
That's
child
it. So-
grows.
yeah. So basically, it's a usual natural nature ingredient that one needs to look at
Absolutely.
and not force anything, because see, eventually जो होना है वो होगा ही. That's how the entire world is. It's a very amazing insight. It's as if it's straight out from कृष्ण लीला जो आप बता रहे हैं कि देखो जो होना है वो होगा. आप केवल अपना प्रयास कर सकते हो. आप अपने आप को थोप नहीं सकते. You can't expect. There's that famous cartoon which you would have seen that a dog is a beautiful animal, but if you were expecting it to climb a tree, even Einstein can't make it do that. So that's the kind of thing जो आप बता रहे हैं. So understood over there, to let children be children. What are the things that they can be aware of and take that as a warning signal? Because ठीक है ये तो कर देंगे, but if they are noting something down in their child and all that they really need to consult someone like you.
So there, if the child is not talking to them, okay, and the child, let's say he or she is coming from the school and just going back and sitting in the room, not talking to them. Probably the only point of conversation that happens over a dinner table or over a lunch table is, दिन कैसा रहा? The child says ठीक रहा, बस उसके बाद वापस चला गया. Then that means there's a discord. Probably the child is not giving the right kind of behavioral responses that we could think of. Let's say that the child gets irritated in whatever you're trying to say.
Yeah,
Then that means there is a meltdown that has happened. Probably you need to look into it.
absolutely.
There are times when a child came to, the parent had requested me to do a healing session for one of the child who was about 14 years of age. Probably she spoke so much before me what she would not have spoken before the parent. And that is what I could tell the child as well as the parent also then later on. Please keep the communication going.
Yeah.
The two of
So
you.
you have to earn the confidence of your child. That's the most important thing. And I think that can happen with a lot of love. आपको ना, you have to express it to your child that, hey, boss, बच्चा, I love you. जो बोलते हैं ना, आजा मेरे पास आजा. Those kind of things, you need to do that.
And for that again you need to unburden yourself from the responsibilities of being the parent of the child.
Be a friend, na.
Be a
It's good to
friend.
have a conversation at least. I have started doing one thing. I've started going on walks with my 13-year-old. Come, let's go on
the
a
best
walk.
thing.
Oh, what's going on? Or क्या चल रहा है? क्या है, क्या नहीं है? And he discusses whatever he has. So I discuss what I have to. And we talk like you and I am talking. We talk like adults like that. ऐसे बात करते हैं उसके साथ. I do talk like that. अच्छा, what do you think? What do you think and all that? ऐसे करके. And it helps a lot, I think.
It helps a lot.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. Because for the child, the family atmosphere or the home's atmosphere is very important. That is what they take it.
Absolutely.
That is what they take it forward for their entire life.
Absolutely.
There have been cases where I have come across certain individuals aged between 30 or 35 years also. They have gone through such traumatic childhood experiences. Probably they were molested. Probably they have seen the breakage in the relationship of their parents itself. They see that one of the parents
Yeah, a
is
lot of
talking.
people are not able to take it, and
So they have commitment issues also when they
they
grow
have
up.
commitment issues also. बिल्कुल. Anyway, I was talking to Nupur ma'am आपकी wife के साथ. So she's a wonderful human. She was there in the very first episode, if you guys have seen. Khair. Yeah, so उनको मैं बता रहा था. So I sometimes fail to understand that somebody is behaving in a certain way because something happened, right? I tell you, मैं उनको बता रहा था, ma'am, just put down a list of things that can happen to a child and you just put my name in front of it in plenty. But I never turned out, on the wrong side of the law or on the wrong side of a human being could be and all. So maybe मैं इसके पीछे दो ही कारण समझता हूँ. Either I'm a bloody goddamn genius or I'm the biggest idiot who doesn't have a brain to think what is happening. There is no middle line in between.
There's a third thing also.
Yeah.
Where your intent aligned with your awareness, and that is what allowed you to bloom your love towards everyone.
Oh, that is so interesting. This is the first time I'm hearing something like this. My intent aligned with my awareness.
Yes.
Wow. We'll have to sit on that one because that's a personalized session, not for you guys to dig deeper into that one. You've got me thinking on that one, definitely. And then you work with 24 to 46 years old, like.
That's what the age I've seen of people coming to me, because in the early 20s they are full of vigor, but they feel that they have gone
So
directionless.
I'll ask, what are the warning signs for that age group that they can look into it? Ki 24 to 46, boss, you might get into this kind of a session because everybody is living a life. मैंने एक चीज नोट करी है, especially in India. 40 साल की उम्र तक ना मियाँ बीवी ना लड़ झगड़ के बराबर हो जाते हैं. Everything is sorted. खूब लड़ाई झगड़ा, छोड़ दूंगी, छोड़ दूंगा, डाइवर्स हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, सारी कहानी हो जाती है. बाय द टाइम दीस पीपल रीच 42, दे जस्ट से यार तब 20 मिनट बैठ जाते, चाय पी लेते, हो जाता है उनका, बस दैट्स इट. I have literally seen that happening. I won't go far. I don't say that I have had those kind of issues. No. We've always been talking, me and my wife and all that. But by and large, I have seen that ये हो जाता है. So is that the reason why that specific age group you target? Because in some cases that can actually turn out to get into a different kind of a zone.
Yeah, that's one of the possible reasons. And of course, as you said, what are the biggest indicators over there? One indicator is if somebody is having a disturbed sleep pattern.
Oh, what do you mean by disturbed sleep pattern?
They are not able to sleep. Let's say a person is sleeping for
कच्ची
6
नींद जो
hours.
बोलते हैं.
हाँ, कच्ची नींद होती है कि रात में नींद खुल रही है.
हाँ.
दूसरा ये भी होता है कि when you are waking up, then you are not feeling fresh.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say that you sleep for, some people have that they have a pattern of sleeping for about 6 hours or 7 hours or 5 hours or 8 hours. But somebody's pattern is irregular. Somebody is sleeping only for 3 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours.
Each day different कुछ अलग हो रहा है. Yeah. So guys in the studio, जरा देख लो, मतलब it's not कि अब ये ऐसा मत सोच रहा है कि काम बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हो या वर्क प्रेशर बहुत ज्यादा है. जरा सोच लेना कि कितना सो रहे हो और क्यों सो रहे हो.
So वो एक चीज होता है जो सबसे पहले दिखता है. उसके बाद other indicators, because body पे दिखने लग जाती है, because we are carrying a weightage of many thought processes, many conflicts with the belief systems. So that starts affecting our body. सबसे पहले शुरू होती है with सर दर्द. Then it goes down to our spine, back, joints. जो स्टेज में हम आ जाते हैं हमारे joints पे शुरू हो जाती है problems आना. These are all indicators of that.
Okay.
That's how it starts off.
So people, if you are actually, going through these kind of symptoms and all, it's better that you get in touch with the number that you see below, Mr. Akhilesh Arora's number. It is going to help you. I think you should speak to him, because I've really had some great insights today. जो हमने बात करी, क्योंकि बहुत लोग आके बोलते हैं healing, but I'm actually understanding the true spirit of it. कि होता क्या है basically. It's so much to do with faith. Faith है तो सब है.
And faith in self. Nobody else. आप अपने ऊपर faith रखें.
That's it.
Required.
That's it. Absolutely. Ekdam. So this is what helps build the inner bonds and connections with everything around you. So that is the process that you have been talking about particularly. Wonderful. So are you doing it online or you doing it personalized? आपने personalized तो बताया था. So is it one-to-one or is a physical meeting really important?
My personal favorites are physical meetings, definitely, because I get to meet that person in physical presence and we talk also a lot. Then, yeah, but because it is all about energies, connecting with the energies of individuals or for animals also, I can connect with any person sitting in any part of the universe. So
Coming
it can
to
happen
that
online.
part of the animals now, the one thing that that you connect with dead animals as well. So pets who have gone, left behind, and then come back. That is something really, जो next level की चीज़ है वो. That how do people come to you for that? We want to speak to our dog or cat or things like that.
They do come because, as I said in the beginning, that everything is an energy form. Okay, so we can connect with those energy forms, whether a human being or whether an animal. So here with animals, I do communicate. So yeah, people have come to me. There have been my clients in Australia, in Canada, in Ahmedabad, Delhi also. They have connected me for the same.
Wonderful. So it can happen, मतलब घर के अंदर भी हो सकता है. If you're having somebody who's got an animal और वो train नहीं हो पा रहा या बात नहीं सुन रहा, you can help resolve that kind of a case by telling them कि boss वो ये समझ रहा है तुम ये कह रहे हो. There is another ground on which you can actually meet. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one common myth that carries with animal communication is people feel that can be an alternate to training, but it is not actually. Here, when we communicate with animals, it's about understanding what the animal is wanting to say.
वही मैं कह रहा हूँ ना.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, we can communicate with the animals and understand कि उनके behavioral issues किस वजह से चल रहे हैं. Majority of the times they are trying to tell us.
They are trying to tell you. That's what मैं वही कह रहा था. This is what I wanted to come to, and you were not able to comprehend that. कि वो आपका dog या आपका cat आपसे कह के रही, तो कितने सारे लोग कह रहे यार परेशान हो गए यार, इतना कुत्ता चाहिए था, मन कर रहा था, अब हम लोग रखना नहीं चाह रहे. अरे it's a dog. You have to understand what a dog wants. Maybe अगर आपको समझ में आ जाए वो क्या कहना चाहता है, then everything will turn around for you. It will be a happy situation for both of you then, isn't it?
That's true.
So that is really amazing. So you should get in touch with Mr. Akhilesh for this one, क्योंकि हम लोग ना टेस्ट में जाके ले आते हैं डॉग और फिर दोनों बर्बाद हो जाते हैं, हम भी और वो भी, बिकॉज हम अपने सर एक ऐसी चीज बोल लेते हैं जो हम कर नहीं सकते, और उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी पे हम लोग उसको वैसे ही छोड़ देते हैं. वो सोचता है कि यार मेरी लाइफ में क्या हो गया मेरे साथ, बिकॉज दे आर अटैच्ड टू वन मास्टर एंड दे हैव अ वेरी डिफरेंट पैटर्न इन विच दे गो, यू नो. सो आई थिंक ये बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है.
See, they have their own purpose of coming into our lives.
Yeah.
And as I said, because every form of energy is connected to us so beautifully, they are all placed in such a manner for us to evolve through in our lives. So animals also, when they come into life, they come for a specific purpose. Probably we feel that we have been too angry on them or violent on them.
Yeah.
But it's actually they have come into our lives to move that anger quotient from our lives.
वो basically absolutely होता है, because you know I totally relate to this, so I won't shy away on admitting this on camera. My dog was my life, you know, but वो मेरे बच्चे की तरह था. उसको मेरे साथ ही उसको मतलब they were like in my रज़ाई and my bedsheet, वो उसके अंदर वो ऐसे करके she would come, you know, with both hands and lift me up and put both the paws over here and put her head over your sleep. थप्पड़ भी खाती थी मुझसे बहुत, पिटती भी बहुत थी मुझसे वो. It happened. It was a total love relationship. My wife told me, because last 2 years of her life उसको ना paralysis हो गया था because of excessive wagging of tail. Pitbulls के अंदर वो होता है, hip dysplasia बोलते हैं उसको, वो आया, उसको हो गया था. And my wife said she's alive only because of you. तेरी शक्ल देख के वो खुश हो जाती है. But yeah, सर मैं कई बार सोचता हूँ यार मैंने उसको क्यों थप्पड़ मारा था. मेरे को आज भी लगता है वो चीज़ कि मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा हर्ट होता है कई बार, you know, when I think that. But then I'm sure wherever she is, she's happy, and I don't think मतलब कि I can ever get over her ever in my life.
If you just remember at that point of time, whenever you felt that you were slapping her or you were scolding her, her response action would be out of love only at that time also. So that is what they tell you, the animals tell you, that whatever you're thinking, whatever guilt you're carrying also, just release it. Because it's a part of love.
It's a part of love.
You're meant to understand being that love. That's what you come to.
Amazing. You silenced me on this one, literally. मतलब मेरे अंदर से एक बहुत भारी सी चीज निकल गई आज after you have said that, because I have been carrying it.
I can understand.
Sorry. I never thought it would come to that. Well, she was the life of us, you know, and my son also still remembers her. And my wife and so many people, you know, in my circle, उसको देख के they have taken dogs. कहते हैं यार ऐसा होना चाहिए, and they said that you taught us how to keep a dog actually. मतलब वो कहते थे यार वो कैसे लोग friends have started inviting us कि हम अपने बच्चों की बातें करते हैं, ये कुत्तों की बात लेके बैठ जाते हैं लोग. You know, it was that kind of a thing.
If you just dig deeper into it, also you understand that वो एक awareness जो आपके अंदर में जो आई थी, of that love that the dog brought in. They spread that awareness into the other people. That's what they came for.
Yeah, they came for that. And it was, matlab, when she passed away, it was a shock to the entire world that knew me. They were all in bits. Jitne kare, Daimi is no more bolke. You know, it was crazy. She was so loved by everyone. Pitbull thi upar se. And all she knew was wagging her tail. Just it was crazy. But yeah, that's what they do. You know, animals, they come, they leave a big dent on your heart. They do that. But it's fun. But you should not stop doing it. So we'll definitely get more. I'm going to, the day my wife says that now you're not a dog anymore, you can get another dog. अभी ले आया तो कहेगी तू और कुत्ता दोनों घर से बाहर जाओ. Because you don't have time now to look after. You already know my schedule and all that. So that was wonderful. Great. It is so amazing to talk to you regarding these things and all. So if you have any Instagram handle or any website or any email ID, please announce it so that people can get in touch with you, know about what you do, and maybe drop in a mail and find out something. If you can say that to our viewers, please.
Absolutely. So you can follow me on healthroughnature.stn. That is my Instagram account. Same thing on LinkedIn. Though Sudarshan knows that I generally shy away from social media, but yes, you can follow me over there. You can connect with me whenever you want to connect with me. Please feel free to do that.
Yeah, he shies away from social media and all, but he is always 2 steps ahead in helping another person out. That is one thing, because I've known him for so many years, and that is how these things are coming about and these stories are coming about. And it took a while to drag him onto the show, but it has finally happened. So on that count, I would like to go with a rapid fire round with you. Just a small ending rapid fire round, just a little fun before we end this part of the thing. One word that you think defines entrepreneurship. What is it? That one word?
Intent.
Intent. Brilliant. Truly coming from the man's heart, because all he was talking about till now, from the beginning till the end, हमारा intention के ऊपर था कि purpose क्या है, तरीका जो भी हो.
And just adding to that also,
Yeah.
intent is always in the positive.
Yeah.
If we think that the intent is to avoid something, not to invite that thing in our lives, then that is not an intent. Intent will always be to explore your own self through it.
Naturally, it will be आपकी लाइफ से पाप ही हटा दिया यार इन लोगों ने. इन्होंने तो यहाँ बोल के कि मतलब आप गलत हो कि नहीं सकते. So amazing. Wow. The worst thing that a brand owner could ever do, people in the kind of profession that you are in, what is the worst thing that they could ever do?
Probably stop connecting with people.
Stop connecting with people. Yeah, because see, this requires that kind of a connection to actually dig inside, Absolutely.
It's all about, we go inwards, that's true. But we are not meant to be in isolation. Because this entire universe is not meant to be in isolation. Everything is placed in such a beautiful manner that everything is supporting. We just go down to our body itself. One small breath that we take in. All the zillion cells start getting activated. All the organs, multiple organs start getting activated. That means everything is so much interconnected, perfectly placed, that they are helping each other.
That example that you have given about the dog that was at its faggot, can you say that one, please? I think it's the right time to say that.
Actually, that happened when one dear friend of mine connected with me to just talk to her dog, because that dog was probably in its last stages for about 6 months.
Okay.
The doctors had given up on them, but the dog was still there, going through that kind of pain. So they asked, what is it that he wants? So when I asked the dog showed me 2 things. One was a big park with a fountain in there, where he wanted to go with one of the humans in the family. And the second he showed was many human beings, that is basically the family, in one place. So these were the 2 things that the dog wanted. I communicated that. The human told me that yes, he goes to a park where there is a fountain and he always sits by there.
Wow.
So he wanted to go there once, and probably for the past 1 year he could not go there because of his ill health.
Kya baat hai.
So when I communicated that, they took him out the next day over there. The entire family took a while to regroup at home. The day that happened, the dog went by peacefully the next day.
Wow.
In his sleep itself.
Amazing. Wow. So amazing. That's what you see, intent and everything वो जो बता रहे हैं कि कैसे कर सकते हो आप, connect. Wow, amazing. Okay, coming to the number 3 question. Easiest way to make a brand like yourself?
Empathy.
Empathy, absolutely. Have a heart, show compassion. That's it.
And that is the natural.
That's the
natural part of our being.
If you, देखो अगर आप everybody has an empathy का element. There's not one who does not have. मेरे ख्याल से किसी ना किसी के लिए किसी में होता ही है.
वो रहता ही है, बस उस पे जंग लग जाती है हमारे सर में. We need to just shake that off.
Yeah. The greatest offer you can give to a customer ever.
Love.
Love is the greatest offer. Discover, my God. Life इतना simplify कर रहे हो आप अखिलेश सर यहाँ बैठ के.
सब कुछ simplified ही है लाइफ में, हमने उसको बहुत ज़्यादा complicated बना दिया.
So the one word compliment that you could give your team, you know, I'm sure sometimes you might be collaborating with people and all that who might be doing things. So one word that you use to define your team.
Brilliant people.
Brilliant people, absolutely. लोग नहीं तो कुछ नहीं, because see, I have always believed that branding is inside out. You know, अगर घर की जनता खुश नहीं तो बाहर जाके ढंडोरा पिटने का कोई मतलब नहीं है.
Absolutely.
You know,
And everybody is so brilliant, they are all unique in their own sense.
Yeah.
And that is what allows us to grow through them also.
Absolutely. So number 6, the place where you think advertising agencies go wrong when it comes to branding a professional like you.
Okay, personally पूछोगे तो personally for me is that when we get too much into social media. I'm not a social media
I
person.
knew that was coming. Good.
So yeah, but jokes apart on that part, if we are focusing too much on marketing, probably we tend to lose that human touch or that touch that is required with people.
Yeah.
Coming to the other aspect, the major aspect is that when it runs need-based.
Need-based. पैसे कमाने और चलो आगे.
पैसे कमाने या followers ज़्यादा बढ़ाने या लोगों को ज़्यादा reach out करना है. They will come to you when you are.
When it is going to happen, वो तभी होगा.
Absolutely. And अगर आप देखो भी एक लाइट अगर आपने जंगल में लगाया होगा उसके सामने आके सारे फ्लाई, सारे इंसेक्ट्स और सारे एनिमल्स आ जाते हैं अपने आप ही उसके सामने में. It's like that. We are meant to have that kind of an aura that people would be coming to us and we'll be definitely connecting with them naturally. So need based किसी भी चीज़ को बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है.
The best compliment you would love to hear regarding your brand.
I am awakened.
I am awakened. Absolutely. My God, every word has been weighed. बोलने से पहले this is one hell of an experience in rapid fire. बहुत ही amazing है.
These come from my own experiences.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. मतलब इतना sorted है ना, and it is so like proper, मतलब right there. मतलब not a gram more or less वाला scene चल रहा है. One thing you say to yourself first thing in the morning when you get up.
The one thing that I say to myself is, I am alive.
I am alive. Wonderful. As long as you're alive, so are all the possibilities to keep learning and growing and doing and giving out, spreading the kindness that you can like you do. Absolutely. And one thing you say to yourself before going to bed.
A good day.
A good day.
And I will be happy. I'll be looking forward to more days.
Looking forward to more days like this. Outstanding. So the last 10th, the 10th one is that what I see, you're a master in your field, the way you do things. So if there's one tip, guru mantra that you would like to share with your peers who are watching this episode, what would that be?
The one thing that I would say is that take it easy on yourself. It's very essential. Just focus on your breath. What goes in comes out. In the same manner, whatever thoughts, whatever conflicts are coming in, they are meant to go out. Don't hold them.
We are short on time. Otherwise, this episode would go 3 hours with what you have just said now. Inhale, exhale के अंदर.
That's true.
Unbelievable. So, thank you so much, Akhilesh, for being over here. Sir, it was outstanding and really amazing. What a conversation we had. What is your success mantra in just 30 seconds?
My success mantra is to connect with that individual or that being, understand it, live that, and pass on the living to the other person.
And pass on?
That living to the other person.
क्या बात है, बहुत ही बढ़िया, बहुत ही बढ़िया. You're talking about yourself basically, you know, how you can connect with that thing and identify. And that's how you will, because once you are complete, you'll be able to complete another person as well.
In my life, over healing sessions with individuals or with animals, communication with them, I've always realized that there is one particular aspect that they bring into my knowledge or bring into my awareness that probably I have not been looking into. That helps me grow, and that is what is meant to be passed on to the human being.
क्या बात है, बहुत ही amazing है. So every experience is a deliverance in one way or the other, through which you will gain in the end of the day. Right. So on that count, I would like to start by giving you this wonderful piece of writing. It's called Find Your White Space. It's a book by Dr. Vikram Munshi. His company is White Space Consulting and Capability Building.
Okay.
And he's the founder of that, among India's top 10 healthcare management consulting companies. I read this book. It's a roller coaster ride. Finding that white space within you to discover what you really are and how to set off on your target or your goal. It's not a coach. It's हम लोग ना बहुत सारी बातें कर, आपने कितनी आसानी से आज इतनी कॉम्प्लेक्स चीजें बात करी है ना, ये उसी तरीके से जो हम लोग हमारी कहानी है उसने लिख दिया with 3 things that happened in his life.
When you told me the name, the first thing that struck me was space.
Yeah.
This is all that we are.
Absolutely. So this is a gift from my side, from
Thank you so
the
much.
entire studio set from TGIBS to you. Please do read it and drop in a comment on LinkedIn. आप ये पढ़ना, I'm telling you, it is a roller coaster journey.
I'm
मजा
sure.
आ जाएगा लाइफ का आप इसे पढ़ोगे तो definitely.
sure.
And that's one thing. And then can I have the please, if the studio people can help me out with this? Yeah. So here's a gift hamper. We have a couple of gift hampers. You're into healthy living. This is Arogya gluten-free foods. This is their flour. They're a very special concocted flour. It is one of the best in its measurements and whatever is wanted.
Okay.
Nobody's doing that kind of work. There are cookies, there's some namkeen and stuff like that. And then we have another one, our sponsors who are repeat. They also were there in the last season, this season as well. Dr. Minu's gift hamper, products of skin range, skin care, cosmetics and everything.
My
They
wife
can-
uses this aloe vera
Yeah,
gel. She's
absolutely.
been
It's
using
a wonderful thing.
It's wonderful.
So we are very happy that you came here. We wanted to give a token of our regard to you. So that was a wonderful, wonderful discussion with Akhilesh Arora. We are so happy that he was here with us in the studio. He is here with us in the studio. Thank you so much, Akhilesh sir, for being over here. आपने मतलब ज्ञान चक्षु नयन चक्षु ना खोल दिया अच्छे तरीके से सबके हमारे भी. Everybody is in the studio is in awe of what you have just said. कैसे simplify किया आपने, and I'm truly grateful कि आप आए. And viewers, this is what we do over here because India is full of such amazing talent, such as the one sitting in the chair next to me. Keep watching the Great Indian Brand Show week after week, where we bring you personalities जो भारतीय हैं. Live Indian, buy Indian होने से नहीं होता. वो होता है when you seek Indian, prefer Indian, refer Indian, promote Indian, and talk about Indian only. That is when you become Indian. So let's be Indian, promote each other, क्योंकि हम 140 करोड़ की जनता नहीं, support system है, और जब साथ देगा इंडिया तभी आगे बढ़ेगा इंडिया. The Great Indian Brand Show here in the studio today with Akhilesh Arora, the animal whisperer of sorts, the human healer of sorts. And I'm Sudarshan R Chetlur. अगले हफ्ते मिलेंगे एक नए एपिसोड में एक नए गेस्ट के साथ. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for having me on this show.
Thank you.
It's rocket launching day, right on, it's time to play. All set, ready to go, far away.